The NRM has released its program for the nomination and vetting of candidates seeking to contest for regional assembly seats on the ruling party ticket. This comes barely a day after the clerk to parliament released the date of February 28th to conduct polls for aspirants of the East African Legislative Assembly. NRM aspirants will have to pay a non-refundable fee of 2 million shillings to be given nomination forms.
Payment of non-refundable, I repeat, non-refundable nomination fee of 2 million.
Some NRM aspirants, however, expressed concern about delays of the vetting process, which will be conducted by the Central Executive Committee, the second highest party organ.
A person who is aspiring to represent the country for such for a parliament like the East African Parliament should be a reasonable member of society, and that reasonable member of society, in my regard, should be able to afford the 2 million shillings.
Came in late before the Parliament of Uganda called for the nomination. The party should have called for those who wanted to express interest first, so that by the time Parliament is calling for those who are expressing the interest, the party has already vetted its own candidates.
I'm a member of the National Resistance Movement, and I must abide by the guidelines set out by the leadership of the movement, and that I will abide by, yes.
According to Tango Doi, the ruling party electoral commission chairperson, SEC will sit on Thursday to vet the aspirants before the NRM caucus makes a final decision on the party candidates. Last week, the Forum for Democratic Change vetted 9 aspirants to contest the 9 seats of the regional parliament. The Democratic Party already endorsed Fred Mukasambide as their sole candidate. It's not clear yet how many slots each party will be entitled. This is after the East African Court of Justice ruled that the NRM can no longer be entitled to a lion's share, but representation should be based on different shades of opinion and minority groups. Yet the interpretation of Article 50 of the East African Treaty, which lays out the requirements of representation, remains ambiguous in terms of interpretation. The Director of Communications and Public Affairs at Parliament, Chris Obore, says this tricky issue will be decided before the voting date.
That one will be sorted by the House, the Parliament, and there's still time for Parliament to decide, and there is still contestation. How many NRM, how many what? There's an article, they have already put in the rules, but there's still debate going on. By that time, it will be resolved.
In the third assembly of the Regional Assembly, the NRM, relying on its numerical strength, sent 6 representatives out of 9. Herbert Ziwa, NTV Weekend Edition.